Hello. So I was kind of thinking, like, so we were talking about Mojo, how he didn't get Ascension abilities with his upgrade, and a lot of people expected him to, and there was some hints that there were going to be some new Ascension abilities coming. Like, I mean, I've heard there's been a lot of rumors, which makes sense because a lot of heroes don't have Ascension abilities, and I kind of touched on it in my video last night about Jet, how he doesn't have Ascension abilities, and they could possibly help him to give him that boost he needs, or even a like Astaroth who, like I said, who I think is just not that great of a hero this at this point in time. Um, right, like I said, so there's a lot of heroes I think could really benefit from Ascension abilities. Because very few heroes, like if you go, let's go to Ascension here. Like very few heroes, like if you look at it, like very few of them have Ascension abilities. Right, it's like very few have Ascension abilities, like that are actually buffed with Ascension. Like the Nebula does have some, Martha doesn't. Thea does, like I said, so pretty much like just about 10 heroes, I think, have them out of like 50 something. So it's like, there's a lot of potential for the metagame to be a lot more interesting, to kind of make it less stale, because the metagame right now is kind of stale. It's kind of stale, right? There's just, like I said, there's like 56 heroes in the game, but when you get to high end, there's only like 20 heroes that are really what we consider viable. Like, I mean, yes, you can use other heroes for kind of niche purposes, but for the most part, a lot of heroes just ain't that good, ain't worth spending money on. And like I said, there's a lot of heroes that could greatly benefit from some Ascension abilities, like Nebula. Like Nebula is a great example. She's much better now post Ascension. There's some abilities, Ascension abilities, are kind of duds, so they do have to think about them. They can't just go willy nilly put them in there for just cause. But there's a lot of room for buffing up a lot of these heroes, making them a lot better. Kind of mixing up the metagame, maybe cutting down on certain types of cheese tactics. There's, like I said, all kinds of things that could be done here. And it'd be interesting to see what they could come up with some of these heroes. Because there's a lot of heroes who really aren't that good, who could greatly benefit from Ascension abilities. Like I said, just the lack, like just an Ascension ability, upgrading their skills, could make a huge difference for a lot of these heroes, and really just change it from like being unplayable or nearly useless to actually being a serious metagame player. Right, it could just create a lot of, could be really interesting, like what they could do with some of these. So I'd say something I'd definitely like to see more of are Ascension abilities. Because there's just, like I said, just also the fact that you have all these things on your skill tree, like, and there's nothing, they're just locked. There's these locks here on all these trees, so you always hope like, well, something's coming maybe, but Ascension's been here for 6 months, and I think they've only added it to 2 new heroes. Yeah, just they started with 8 heroes, and they've added to 2 new heroes since then. Or maybe it's even just 7 heroes, like it said. So there's a lot more room. So I think we only have like 9, maybe even 9 hero Ascension. So there's just a lot more room to really make a lot of these heroes better. And maybe open up the metagame a bit more, make it more diverse, make it more interesting, make it, less dependent on having certain cheese tactics, make more heroes viable. So, especially with the amount of cost and expenditures this game takes, right? Having, like I said, just having just like a handful of heroes really being necessary to play the game, and then a lot of heroes who really aren't worth investing in. And then when you find out, like, maybe after you've been playing for a few months, that you spent a bunch of resource on the wrong hero. I mean, this game, like I said, I just, right. And I also would like to see more ways to refund stuff. That's another video I should probably do one of these days, talking about stuff that should be refundable. Cough, Lilith. No. Okay, but we got, like I said, there's just, so Cleaver does have some bonuses. But there's, like I said, most of these heroes don't have anything, so we could definitely see like a whole nother metagame just by a virtue of giving everyone Ascension abilities. Instead, what kind of just like I said, just think about it. What kind of abilities would you like to see some of these heroes get? Like, what kind of buffs would you like to see them get? Like, what would you like to see? How would you like to see their skills changed? Right, because it could make for a really interesting us, like I said, metagame could make things, like I said, what could be done. Like I said, there's just, right? A lot of potential here that is not being tapped, and I'd like to see what they could come up with. What, well, I said, I'd be interested to hear some of your guys' ideas. Could maybe, I said, maybe be fun. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video fun and informative. Thank you for watching.